What's going on, folks? My name is Spice. This is Spice Camp Fish. So if you guys saw my last video, you know that I'm actually in Rhode Island right now visiting some of my family friends up here at this nice little trailer park. And in the trailer park there's actually not one but two private ponds. I fished the other one in the last video, caught some decent fish out of there. We've also got this one right here, which is quite a bit smaller than the last one. I remember being a little kid coming out here catching frogs and snakes and turtles and just about whatever I can get my hands on down here. The one thing that I never caught out of here though was any sort of fish, so we're going to try and change that. I've heard that there really aren't very many fish in here, but never really know until you actually try. So we got about an hour and a half or so until the sun goes down. Brought two rods with me, packing pretty light, and we're going to see if we can get after it, see if we can catch a couple of fish out of this little micro pond. But yeah, I don't have a ton of time, so we're just going to get to throwing around a little bit. I'm going to strap you guys on my chest, and hopefully we'll be able to catch a few fish out here. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's see what we can do. All right, here we go, folks. Down here at this little micro pond. Like I said, never caught a fish out of here. My cousin actually was like, oh, there aren't any fish in there. And then I pulled up earlier today to go fish the other pond, which is just over there, and I saw this little white bird walking around, and he actually scared a few things off of the bank. Looked like fish. Wasn't entirely sure if they were fish or if they were frogs or what have you, but figured if there's a fish eating bird down here, there's probably at least some little minnows and stuff, and hopefully there's also some bass. So brought two rods with me, got a Senko and then also a frog. Again, we've only got about an hour and some change of some daylight left, so we're gonna see if we can make something happen, see if we can't maybe pop ourselves a couple of fish here before I go to bed. I'm gonna start off with the old weedless Senko tonight. I'm throwing the Senko a whole lot as it is summertime, and well, weightless bait is one of the best things that you can use to catch fish. Maybe not necessarily big fish, although you can catch some big fish on this bait, but it's mainly a numbers deal. But especially this time of the year, late spring, summer, going into the beginning of fall, these fish love a weightless bait. So we're gonna shut up and concentrate on maybe getting bit out here. Again, I don't really know if there are very many or any fish in here at all, but I think there might at least be a couple of bass sitting around. And again, these ponds don't really get fished all that much, so I'm hoping that since it's pretty small, we'll be able to cover some water, figure out where these fish are hanging out, and hopefully pop one or two. I'd like to catch one on top water. I was missing quite a few top water bites earlier today at the other pond. If you guys want to go check that video out, again, I'll leave it linked down below for you guys in the description. But missed a few top water bites, one of which seemed really big, so I'm kind of in the mood to hopefully catch a topwater fish here at some point. It's just not quite that time of the afternoon or evening yet. I could probably throw it around a little bit. Sun's starting to get a little bit low right now, but I figure Senko up underneath some of these pads and stuff is probably not a bad option either. So we're going to start off with this, see what happens. Again, I used to come down here all the time. I used to come up to Rhode Island and visit my family friends a whole bunch when I was a little bit younger. We used to come to this specific pond and run all the way up and down these banks trying to catch bullfrogs and little turtles and garter snakes and all that stuff. Never saw really very many or any fish out of here for that matter, but again, if there's going to be fish eating birds, I imagine that means there's also some fish in here. I was also seeing a couple of wakes and blow-ups and stuff out towards that little bit of a clearer area behind me, so we're going to turn around and fish that at some point, but I figure we may as well make a few casts up into this little corner right here, see if there's anything lurking. Sorry about that. I realized that you guys were facing the ground for a couple of minutes there. I don't know what the deal is with that, but yeah. The nice thing about this pond being as small as it is, oh, something just popped right here next to me. Okay, good to know. But yeah, it's a pretty small pond, so we should be able to cover this pretty effectively and pretty quickly, which is great because, again, don't have a ton of time out here today. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I really would just like to catch a couple of fish on the frog if at all possible, but again, sun's still up just a little bit too high for my liking to start throwing at top water. I usually like to wait for the last like 45 minutes of the day, especially during the summer, to start throwing those top water baits. So we'll give it a few minutes with the Senko, see if we can't pick one up real quick just to confirm if there are any fish. And ooh, there's a bite right there. No way. Keep playing with it. Playing with it. Oh, I dropped it. He's got it again. Oh my god. Okay, confirmed. Our bass in here. I did this earlier today. where I let a fish eat it for forever, set the hook like a friggin' freight train, and it was just a little tiny guy. But okay, confirmed there are largemouth in the small pond. Good to know. Little teeny tiny guy. Again, probably about the size that you would expect out of a pond like this, but I like that. Later, buddy. That didn't take very long at all. But he was just kind of playing with it. Like I said, he was just kind of twiddly dinking it, going bomb, bomb, bomb. I honestly thought it was a little bluegill, but he was hitting it just a little bit too aggressively, I think. So decided to set the hook, and of course set the hook a little bit too hard. Good to know though. Definitely some fish in here. The nice thing about both of these ponds, as I recently found out earlier today, is that they were both originally quarry ponds. So they used to dig these things out for rock and stuff, granite and all that jazz. So they're actually pretty deep, even though this one is very small. Like you guys can pretty much see the entire pond right here. It's not very big, but it does seem to be quite deep for its size. And that other one that we were fishing before apparently goes down to like 30 foot or something like that, which is just insane to me. Damn, pretty much cast all the way across this thing without trying hardly at all. I like that. Definitely means it's going to be pretty easy to fish this whole pond pretty efficiently, which I thought was going to be the case, obviously. Like, it's not a very big spot, so even if I did have to walk around a little bit, which I think I might have to, just a little bit, we should be able to fish most of this pond pretty quickly and pretty effectively from like 2 or 3 different spots along the bank. But yeah, fish number 1 took all of 3 casts maybe, so keep fishing around this little area, start working our way out to the main body of water and see if we can't maybe find something with a little bit more size. My hopes are not as high for this pond as it was for the last pond. I was actually out last night fishing super late and caught a 4-pounder out of that other pond, so I know there's some good fish in there. I feel like there's probably some halfway decent fish in here, but again, a lot smaller of an ecosystem, so my hopes aren't quite as high that we'll catch a big one. But that of course doesn't mean that we won't. It would be really cool to catch a big fish out of this little micro pond, but again, just not entirely sure if it's going to happen. As long as we get bit a few more times though, I'll be a happy camper. Jesus. And no pun intended, because I guess we are technically camping right now, although it's more of like a glamping, I think is what they consider that, where you're in a trailer with air conditioning and Wi-Fi and all that stuff. It's like a campsite technically, but I think it's less camping and more glamping. When I think of camping, I think of, you know, tents and stuff, and this is certainly not that. Alright, sun is setting. I think it's time to put the old Senko away for at least a moment. Pick up the frog, see if we can't find us a nice one. Trying out a new frog tonight, actually. This is the River to Sea. I don't remember what they call this. It's not the bullywot, it's the one that comes with the little rattle chamber on it. I figured it might do us pretty good. This water in this pond is even more stained than the water in the other pond, so figure a little bit of extra noise probably can't hurt. Yes, I am. I already caught one out of here, so yeah.
Tonight or?
Yeah, like right over there a couple of minutes ago. So you can report back to Sean there are in fact fish in here.
And no wolves, although no coyotes or whatever they're supposed to be.
Yeah, those little cutouts, yeah.
Oh, it's pretty over here.
Yeah.
It's nice when it's not super hot over there.
This was the pond that we used to go catch all the frogs and stuff out of.
Yeah.
Oh, how was your bike ride?
Good, although I have quite a stitch in my side.
From what?
Trying to think of doing exercise.
Fair enough. There's a bite. Holding on to it? Or just playing with it? Oh, he was holding on to it. He had it for a minute. Apparently not long enough for him to actually get it though. Somehow tore my whole damn worm down. Still didn't get the hook. Come on, brother. There's one. Yes. Oh, he's actually a decent, oh, nice fish. Oh, goodness gracious, dearie me. Okay there, bud. Was not expecting that out of this little micro pond. Okay, that's actually a decent one. Nice. Fish number 2. All right. I'm gonna put you back. Don't worry. Yeah, I know. Absolutely swallowed that little clout. Healthy little fish. I like that. There we go. Nice. Hell yeah. Oh, £1.5 guy. That's probably the best one that I've caught since I've been here, besides that 4-pounder that I didn't get on camera, but I'll definitely take that. All right, buddy. Whoa. Mean little dude. Hell yeah. Okay. Second little fish. I knew there had to have been a fish up over on that reed line somewhere. Wasn't expecting him to be quite that decent, though. Little £1.5 guy. I'll take that. Real pretty fish, too. But he was pissed off. I hooked him kind of deep, though, to be fair, so he was probably a little annoyed about that. I do notice that when you hook a fish deep, like kind of in the gullet or back in the back of his mouth a little bit, they tend to be a little more riled up on the release. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe they're still trying to shake the hook free because they still kind of feel it, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. What was odd is I barely felt that fish at all when it bit. Like, I didn't feel it pick the bait up or anything. I just kind of lifted up and it was dead weight, but I noticed it was kind of, my line at least was kind of moving out to the middle of the pond, so swung on it and it ended up being a good fish. Ooh, there he was again. He just jumped up out of the water there. Guess he still thinks he's hooked. You're okay, bro, I swear. But yeah, okay, regardless. Definitely some halfway decent fish in here. Keep fishing around for a little bit, see if we can pick up another one real quick. We only have about 15 minutes until the sun actually goes down, so I don't know how the recording light is going to be after the actual sunset, but we'll see if we can pop one more before that ends up ruining our filming time. All right, see what's happening right here. This looks great. This little opening I was talking about. There's got to be a fish or two around here somewhere, right? Yep, it's just pulling on my worm. Was that you're talking about, how there had to be a fish around here, and grabbed it as soon as it hit the water, pretty much. Like that. On top of us running out of daylight at the moment, I also kind of have to take a poo. I've been cutting my poos off midway, it seems like, the whole time I've been here. Partially because, well, I don't know, I apparently have forgotten how to take a shit properly, but also my aunt has been walking in on me in the bathroom. She's done it twice now. She just doesn't knock on the door. The door to the bathroom in the trailer has no lock on it, so you're just kind of at the whim of whoever else needs to take a shit at the time. And now twice, and I've only been here for one full day. She's done it twice today, where she walked in while I was right in the middle of a shit, and then after that I was like, well, I guess I have stage fright now. There's another one. Oh my god, poor little guy, I'm so sorry. Yoinked him straight out of the water. My bad, bro. I saw him wake on and I thought he was bigger. Oh boy. Yeah, I know. Another little dude that's probably the smallest one of the day. Later. We're back here fishing like the backside of the reeds. I didn't think there was going to be very many fish back here, but I saw a little wake like right up along the bank, so I figured I'd at least make a cast, and well, buddy wanted it. Make some more casts around here, I guess. I don't really know what else to say about that other than the fact that, well, there are apparently fish back here. Ooh, there's another one. Oh my god, dude, I need to stop doing that. I am so sorry. Every single fish I hook is straight on the bank. Alright, that was literally next cast. Yeah, I know, I probably killed you. I know, buddy, I'm sorry. I apparently just don't know how to learn my lesson. Keep thinking that there's actually going to be a decent fish back here when it's probably about 9 inches deep, and if you can see the wake in 9 inches, Probably about a 9-inch fish later. Crazy how many fish are back here behind these little reeds. Again, not very big fish. They all seem very small. There's another one. Oh no, he took my worm. All right. Well, shite. Like I'm saying, there's so many fish back here. My cousin said there weren't any fish in here. Shows how much he can fish. I'm kidding, Sean, if you're watching this, I love you. I know you don't watch my stuff, but in case you, for some reason, come across this video and you hear me talking shit, I'm just kidding. Oh, God. Another little dude right there. That's funny. I just whiffed my cast, and I guess there's like a little concert or something going on over there. But I whiffed that hook set, and everybody started clapping. I was like, no, I didn't catch him. Don't worry. There's nothing to be excited about. Oh, man. That's funny. Oh, God damn. Oh, he came back for it. He had it a second time. No way. That was sick. Very quickly running out of daylight here, but that was an epic little... He came back for it a third time. That's insane. You're kidding me. There's no way that that just happened. I hope you guys were able to see that. I was reeling it in because I was about to call it because I'm getting bitten up and we're running out of daylight, but I made just like a little cast out here a little bit further than I wanted to, and as I was reeling it back in, a fish came up and crushed it on the bank, threw it back in there. He ate it again, missed him, threw back in there after fixing my worm, which now no longer exists, but threw back in there yet again, and he came back and got it. I don't know if that was the same fish or not, but that was cool regardless. Alright, got 2 more worms left in the pack. See if we can catch a few more fish before I fully run out of daylight. I think you guys can still see alright. Let's see. Yeah, that looks okay. A little dark, but should be fine. Another 15 minutes, assuming I don't get all my blood drained by these mosquitoes. Because after that sun went down, they came out in force. I'm wearing mosquito repellent, but it only does so much, you know? So we're gonna tough it out here for another few minutes, see if we can't maybe get another couple of fish. Try and run ourselves out of all the light. Oh no! Did he break me off? Oh no, he broke me off. Damn. Well, I guess that's a good enough place to call it. We are running out of daylight. The moon is now officially high in the sky. I'm getting absolutely murdered by these mosquitoes, so I think that's a good enough place to call it. We can always come back down here tomorrow if I do feel the need, and try and catch a couple more before we leave. But man, what a great little spot. I was not expecting that at all. All right, folks, that's gonna do it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Only, again, like I said, I had about an hour and a half to get down at that little tiny pond. Really just wanted to see if there were any fish in it at all. And honestly, I was blown away. I was not expecting that amount of fish in that pond. Them stacked up in that corner like that was absolutely insane. And it's sick to see that little tiny pond actually has some fish in it. We might honestly go down there tomorrow morning and see if we can't pop ourselves a couple more, but I think that's gonna do it for today's video. That 6 cents cloth that we're using all throughout the video will be linked down in the description for you guys if you wanna go check them out. But I'm gonna go head on back to the little trailer, try and maybe shower or do something to get this bug spray off and calm down some of these mosquito bites, because I got absolutely eaten alive down there. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see some more content from me. Check and recommend. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.